Good afternoon. So I wanted to share something with you guys, something that came to mind. This past weekend on Saturday, I was blessed. We had the opportunity to go out to dinner with family. We went out to celebrate my wife and her sister's birthday. They're twins, and it was a nice restaurant. It was a really good restaurant. The service was unbelievable. The staff, everybody was really friendly, and the food was exceptional. I'm not going to mention the name of the restaurant here, but it was really, really good. So it had me thinking, okay? Because I've often said when we're going on vacation or we're going to go somewhere, my wife has a tendency sometimes to look at the reviews and how's it rated. And I always say, I don't look too much at that. I don't pay attention to that because you know why? That's just somebody else's opinion. That's just somebody else's opinion. So that's what led me to write what I have here, and I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to just read really quickly what I wrote. In a day and age when we have the opportunity through technology to rate a service we received, whether it's a hotel stay, a restaurant, an Uber driver, or anything else that you could think of, we are so quick at rating or giving a review. But most often, we do this when it's a negative experience that we've had. I have a question for you. Why did you rate that person or establishment as you did? Think about it. Was the food cold or not to your liking? Was the wait staff not as friendly or as cheerful as you had wanted? Was your delivery driver or Uber driver late? We are quick to think, I'll give that person or establishment a piece of my mind. I'm going to hit them right where it hurts. I'm going to hit them in the wallet by writing a bad review. But, here's the big but. Have you ever thought, why was my delivery late? Was there traffic or an accident the driver experienced? Why was the wait staff not as friendly as I wanted? Did they have something much heavier on their heart and mind than putting a fake smile for me? Do they have a sick child at home? Did they have a fallout with a loved one? Or even worse, did they lose a loved one? You might say, well, maybe they shouldn't go to work if they're in that kind of condition. But maybe it's because of that loss that they need to go to work financially. Maybe it's because of that loss that they need to go to work to forget about their problems, even if only for a little while. Maybe their dedication and loyalty to their job is what brought them in. People who serve us go through problems in their lives just like the rest of us. Before posting that bashing review, think to yourself, have I always been that most cheerful person? Have I never lost my temper? Have I never been late for something? Have I never lost a loved one? And questions like that. Yes, you'll get some of those moments where you just encounter a person who's just nasty or rude no matter what. But instead of bashing an establishment on social media for one bad egg, why don't you make the effort and take time to reach out to the manager or owner of the establishment and make them aware of your unsatisfactory experience before giving this business a bad rating? So the reason I share this is I've gone through some of this before, but I don't think that I can recollect the ratings that I have given, because I don't give many of them. I don't think I've ever given a really, really bad one. Okay, I've suggested like maybe they can do this better or maybe they can change this. And I think it's just a way for the establishment to say, oh, we need to work on this. But not one where you completely bash it. And I've seen people completely destroyed, people or establishments in their reviews. So I'm going to share one that I had just recently, okay, in May. My wife and I were blessed, and we were able to go to Key West to celebrate Mother's Day and also to celebrate our wedding anniversary. And we went to our favorite hotel, which is the southernmost hotel in Key West. I highly recommend it. It's a little it's pricey, but it's the most beautiful hotel that we like, and we stayed there so many times before. So when we got there, I was kind of disappointed with the room. So I went to the front desk, and they changed my room. And it wasn't much of a difference from the previous room, but I was all right. It is what it is. So then as we walked around the facility, things were a little bit different. they had this pier where we used to go and lay out and just sunbathe. And I used to go swimming in the water off of the pier. It was a long pier with all lounge chairs, and, you get your drink and just hang out. The beach was dirty. Like, they had seaweed all over the place. So I was kind of like upset because they didn't put this on their website. So I put a review, and I had mentioned in the review these things. I said I was kind of upset because this happened and that happened. I said, I guess I've been spoiled by this establishment. I've been spoiled by them, but the beautiful service they've given me and my wife the 5 or 6 times we've been here, with how beautiful the facility is, with everything. We truly enjoyed ourselves every single time, but not so much this time. But I had found out that the reason that the pier was gone, it was completely destroyed. There was a hurricane the September before. My brothers told me about that. There was a hurricane down in Florida the September before. And the reason that there was so much seaweed is because the seaweed wall that they have had been also destroyed. So the manager saw my review, and he reached out to me, and he apologized, and he said, we're working on these things, and he told me everything that they were doing, upgrading, and he said, we want to keep you as a customer, and I want to offer you 2 free nights the next time you come. Wow, I was shocked because, I don't think you can get a room for cheaper than like $380 a night in this hotel. I think that's probably like the cheapest. And to offer 2 nights, that's almost $700 right there, or over $700 that he's offering. And again, the hotel is a beautiful hotel. I love it. And I was just disappointed in that one experience. And again, I made it a point to say that every other time we've been here, we've had a nice time. And I didn't give it like a bad rating, like, you have 5 stars. I didn't give it like a 1 star. I think I left it at 4. But I still, made him know like why I was disappointed. So it's important to, let people know. Maybe I should have reached out to the manager directly instead of putting a review online, and I did. But, but my review was more about the facility and what I experienced, and not the staff, because the staff were really helpful, and that was good. So I want to touch on really quick about how are we to treat other people. I spoke on here how people are so quick to bash other people, especially reviews, and we don't realize the impact that our words, or our reviews might have on a facility, on an establishment. Maybe the owner's not aware that one employee is a bad employee unless we speak up. But we shouldn't bash the whole place, because you're impacting the whole place and you're impacting all the workers. So what does the Bible say about how we should treat other people? Okay, the Bible has much to say about human behavior and the way we should treat each other. There are thousands of specific directions for doing so, especially like in the book of in Psalms, and also the book of Proverbs, which is my favorite. It tells you how we should be as people. Okay, but we can go by the golden rule. What's the golden rule? Okay, that Jesus tells us, and so people, do unto others that you had done unto you. So Jesus said, so in everything, do to others what you had done to them, to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. And Jesus basically saying, the way we want people to treat you, you should treat them. When we treat others as we want to be treated, we will be honest, kind, trustworthy, and loving. We all need honesty, kindness, and all those things in our lives from other people. So we should be equally concerned about giving the same back to them. When asked about the greatest commandment, Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment. The second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. How many people out there can say, I don't love myself? Some people be down and they have a negative attitude about themselves, but most people, majority of the people, 99% of the people love themselves and the person that they are, more often than not. Yeah, there are going to be times where you're disappointed with yourself, but it doesn't mean that you don't love yourself. So Jesus is telling you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And who is your neighbor? Your neighbor is basically not just your next door neighbor. Your neighbor is anybody who you come in contact with, okay? So treating others as we would be treated means that we must be willing to set aside our preferences, our rights, and desires in order to serve those in our lives. As a mother loses sleep, she sacrifices financially and cares for the child she loves. So we ought to give up our comforts for the good of others. Jesus did exactly that. When our focus is on treating others as Jesus would, we don't need 100 specific laws telling us not to murder, steal, rape, abuse, lie, cheat, be angry at people. A heart filled with the love of God would never treat others that way. When the heart is right, right actions will follow. I pray that in everything that you do, that before you react, that you would think, maybe this person is going through something hard in their life. Maybe I should pray for them. Maybe they're experiencing something that I wouldn't want to go through. So I pray that you use that kind of mindset when it comes to, like, when somebody is giving you a service or maybe behaving in a way that you think it's not right. Be understanding that people go through issues, go through problems just like we all do. We all go through it, my friends. God bless you and have a nice day.